Yeah, what's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood is your man Theo Butler. I want to thank everybody who pulled up. No, seriously, dead ass. I want to thank y'all for pulling up. I really, really do. Let me go ahead and greet those that have pulled up for this particular video because y'all did not have to do that. I did see we got Mr. Ray Smith, my elder, in the building. Miss May Kent, the head door, is in the building. Yeah. Now, normally I see folks do videos like this. They're pre-recorded. They have pictures and everything like that. I don't want to waste my time doing that because clearly the Rock With Me Nation has shown that they prefer for me to do live commentary. So Nytelum is in the building. So what I'm going to do is do this video live commentary. Y'all see the title though. Y'all see the title. Thus, this is a participation type of video. Kamoyo King, president of Black Panther fan group, is in the building. Tell my brother D-Real, be safe, big dog. Have fun. You should come on back. But this will be one of those videos. It's just you get to participate as opposed to just sitting there looking at a bunch of gifs, looking at a bunch of photos and everything like that. No, you get to participate. So I'm gonna start this thing. Shout out to Bodemaya. Shout out to Bodemaya. And I'm gonna say this. You can feel how you want to feel in regards to what you feel like he shouldn't have done, should have done. You know what? You never know till you're in that situation. Yeah, it's easy to talk about what you would have done when you're not there. And I'm saying that because if you ain't kept it 100 since we started this whole recast T'Challa, no dollar thing, if you ain't been consistent since day one, you could have been had just like Bo was. So don't think that you're better than Bo. Don't think you wouldn't have done what he did. To a degree, if you compromised your beliefs in regards to Black representation, I ain't saying, I'm just saying. That said, though, his recent comments in regards to the MCU, Kevin Feige, more specifically Ryan Coogler, and how I don't know how he got to be the de facto expert on Black Panther. I don't know what the qualifications were for that particular job. I don't know, but there is a problem when it comes to representation or the character development of Black superheroes. There is, and it's safe to say, regardless of who's been working there, Black, white, Jew, Gentile, male, female, LGBTQ plus, heterosexual, there's still been a problem. There's still been a problem. So let me break out my glasses right here, get off into this thing like we're going to get off into it. Yeah, we're going to do this and everything like that right there. Thank y'all so much. Grand Madam Tarot, my spiritual advisors in the building. Here we go. Oh, that didn't come across at all. Let me see what we got. That didn't. I needed that. Y'all like, Theo, what's going on? Let me clear that. Let me come back. Because I got it. I got it for us. I don't know why it didn't come across like I wanted it to. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. All it. We are not going to have to do all this right here. We not. Woo! Jesus. All right. Let me come back. You know what? That's one of the benefits of doing a live show, though. You can rock with the family while you get stuff situated. I want to say pen and paper. I want to say pen and paper. Make sure I got everybody here. We got Grand Madam, Kamoyo, Nightella, Professor Film Fan, my Miss May Kent, Skyline Design. My beautiful wife is in the building. Yeah, so let's go ahead and crack this puppy on open. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Yeah, we ready now. So normally when you come across a video like this, right, it's got the nice little thumbnail and everything like that. You click on, you don't see the host, you don't see the person talking. You get gifts, you get pictures, gifts, GIF. You get pictures and everything. It's someone with a pleasant voice. I don't know if my voice is pleasant, but without further ado, let's get underway here. The MCU has been around for quite some time, started in 2008 with Iron Man directed by Jon Favreau. I've been calling him Jason. Mr. Favreau, I apologize. His knowledge of the comics was spot on. It was. Sure, there were modern storylines, adaptations, if you will, such as Pepper Potts being the love interest of Happy Hogan. They actually tried this in the comics by killing off Happy and pairing Tony up with Pepper. I just want to let y'all know, quite a few of us know, Tony and Pepper are not an item in the comics, and there is no such thing as I love you 3000. No. Last woman Tony was with was Emma Frost. They tried it in the comics. The MCU synergy don't translate over. Why? Because there was too many comic book fans still reading. Yes, Iron Man does have a crew, has his own fan base. Iron Man fans that knew damn good and well Pepper and Tony were never together, and they were not going to accept that in their comics. They were not. Now, mind you, I'm just going to say, this is the Iron Man fan. Some of them are this, but this is the Iron Man fan. And they rejected that Pepper Potts, Tony Stark storyline. Comic book fans, while being okay with it in the movies, because the movies is something separate from the comics, comic book fans have always been able to differentiate between the two. You keep that over there, we got this over here. Don't bring that Catwoman that you did in the second Batman movie with Michael Keaton. Don't bring that Catwoman over. Don't bring that over to the comics. That Halle Berry version of Catwoman, Selena Kyle, don't bring that over to the comics. Stay right there in the movies. DC knows how to get it done. Let's keep going. We saw this guy, and when I say this guy, I'm talking about Tony. Tony is not married, has no children, but when it comes to his character that was developed in the MCU, let's play. We saw him go from being a selfish individual to one who literally laid on the grenade. Go back to the Avengers, the first Avengers movie. What did Steve say? What did Steve say to Tony? You're not the guy to make the sacrificial play. You wouldn't dive on it. What did Tony say? No, I'll probably just cut it. Right. He didn't cut the wire. No, he sacrificed himself in Avengers Endgame. Talk about a character arc. I think this is when Grand Madam Tarot would mention his hero's journey. I'm starting to think that only my literary scholars, those who read or well read, appreciate that, while the general audience or those who don't read prefer their information via video, right? Have no idea. That's why current MCU movies aren't clicking with them. Look, I know there are folks that will say, well, it's because the movies are coming out on streaming services too fast. Well, that's not exclusive to the MCU, nor a valid point. The movie either has rewatch value or it doesn't. Folks find reasons to throw away money all the time on things they like. There are people that buy multiple copies, hey Juju, or one comic, whether it has different covers or not. Multiple copies of the same action figure. It's people that do that. let's be honest. If they only saw the movie one time, it's because their first viewing was good enough. In essence, if they only saw it one time in the movie theater, probably not going to watch it when it hits streaming service. In essence, there's no rewatch value to it. There's no rewatch value to it in the movie theater. You think the rewatch value is going to suddenly grow when it hits streaming services? You either like it or you don't. How many of us have seen various Chadwick Boseman films on streaming services over and over and over and over and over and over and over again? Let's not act like we don't have matinee prices on these movie theaters as well. Yeah, it should come out Thursday, but you can watch it Friday morning, Saturday morning, Sunday morning for the matinee prices. I'm not gonna act like that. They'll listen. We know how we get down in our culture. Oh, it come out Friday. I catch it Friday, Saturday morning. Why? It's less people in the movie theater, so you can now hear the movie, right? And what? It don't cost as much, right? So we're not gonna do that either. Folks just aren't that interested, regardless of what people who are invited to premieres or have access to exclusive clips are going to say. Even those podcasters who rave about the newest movie, clock how often they talk about said movie after it premieres. If they don't casually refer back to that movie in the next 30 days or so, they didn't care for the movie. Folks find ways to casually talk about things or people they like all the time. It's human nature. Back to our main topic of discussion. And before I do that, let me get over here with these notes because I want to thank y'all so much for pulling up. Y'all did not have to. Miss May Kent in the building. Bo dropping that hot tea. Bo is dropping some. He is. He dropping some tea. He dropping some tea. So going back to the topic at hand, back to our main topic of discussion, James Rose, right? Iron Man was the first MCU movie. James Rose popped up in the same movie with Tony Stark, played by Terrence Howard. I mentioned before how he's a full bird colonel in the Air Force, unlike in Marvel Comics, where he's a former Marine Corps fighter pilot. Remember how I asked before, do we really know the origins of these characters? No, you don't. You're just going off what the MCU telling you. You won't even go pick up the book. Well, if you don't know enough to tell the MCU this ain't this character, why do you think you're going to get the best representation they can give you? No, they're going to give you what they want to give you. And because you don't know any better, you're going to take it. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Pappy Boynton, Baba Black Sheep. Yes, we have Marine Corps fighter pilots, and he's one of them. He's not in the Air Force. He's not. But let's go back to the main point of it. The MCU, once again, altered a black character's origin story. And that's all you know. Why? Well, honestly, the MCU hasn't done a good enough job for you or me to care about Rhodey outside of Tony. I say again, the guy has been paralyzed since 2016 for no explicable reason. So you tell me, you're the MCU fan. Why is he not? Oh, because we can't write the Marine like that. I wish you would. No, you can't write the Marine like that. You can't write the Marine the way you wrote Sam Wilson. You can't write the Marine the way you wrote James Rose. No, the Marine, you're going to have to damn near write that Marine, male or female, damn near like you wrote Bucky in Captain America Winter Soldier. That's going to have to be what that person is. Because they always on 10. They always ready. You didn't write them like that. You didn't have to. But how many people watched Iron Man and said, wait, hold on. Aside from Mr. Smith, wait, no, he's supposed to be in the Marine Corps. What's going on over here? And this is when I sit back and I look at folks who were on duty back in 2008 and never said a word. I look at pro-black folks that was on duty and didn't say a thing. And what does Gray say? You get the representation you settle for. That aside, James being paralyzed since 2016, it'll be 10 years, a decade next year. Yeah. That aside, what do we as current former MCU I said former. You see, I said former MCU fans really know about James Rhodes, the MCU version, which what we really know. Mind you, he's been in every Iron Man film. All Avengers films save the first one. He was in Age of Ultron. He was in Captain America, Civil War. He was in Avengers Infinity War. He was in Avengers Endgame. He was in Secret Invasion. He was. What you know about him? Them a lot of years, because 2008 to 2018 was 10 years, right? Next year will be 18 years. James Rhodes has been in the MCU. What do you know about him? You just found out that he's not really in the Air Force. You just found out. Yeah. But what do you know about the character that's in the MCU? He's even been in, like I said, he's even been in a Captain America movie, and all he's been in every movie is a side character. That's all he's been. He's been there for nice window dressing to make us feel included. A great time for him to shine would have been, watch this, and every Iron Man fan will appreciate where I'm getting ready to go with this. A great time for him to shine would have been in Secret Invasion, along with Nick Fury. That ain't what happened. Speaking of Nick Fury, while this character is based on the ultimate Samuel L. Jackson lookalike version, what has he done in the MCU? What do you know about him in the MCU? How long he been in the MCU? As long as Tony Stark. We're talking about Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's more about Cap and Natasha taking down Hydra with aid from Sam, Bucky, and wait for it, Nick Fury in Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Hydra isn't Cap's villain. That's S.H.I.E.L.D.'s villain. Hydra is related to Cap through Zemo. But even Madam Hydra is a Nick Fury S.H.I.E.L.D. villain. That ain't Cap's. No, Cap got the Red Skull. That's what he got. But when it comes to the spy game, oh no, Hydra, that's S.H.I.E.L.D. That's Nick Fury. The green uniforms are opposite of the blue uniform. You think it's a game? Action figures understand this all too well. They literally had a S.H.I.E.L.D. Hydra 2-pack. It wasn't Cap. No, it was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent and a Hydra agent. Women. Yeah. Once again, somebody taking quite a few, just taking privileges that they ain't asked nobody for in regards to the characters. It's more about, like I said, Natasha and Steve taking him down. I just said that Hydra is the arch nemesis of S.H.I.E.L.D. I just told you that. But after Captain America, Winter Soldier, Nick Fury basically disappeared. We don't get to see Nick again till Avengers Age of Ultron. And even then, it's just to tell Tony, tighten up. Yeah, I swear that was Tony's personal psychologist. Did I say that it's Shield versus Hydra and not Shield versus Cap? I just want to make sure we're clear. Back to Rhodey. Iron Man 2 would have been a nice stepping off point for Tony, or at least Armor Wars. Let me say that one more time. Iron Man 2 would have been a nice stepping off point for an Armor Wars or a James Rhodes Disney Plus series. It should have taken place, Armor Wars, between Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3, with Rhodey as the main protagonist. Yes, stay with me. Yeah, that whole alcohol thing. Y'all remember that? Well, the comic book fans do. But you saw it in Iron Man 2. Tony developed a little bit of an alcohol problem, right? That's a story arc. That's a storyline. It's called Demon in a Bottle. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's one of the most significant Iron Man storylines out there. And it don't just involve Tony. It heavily involves James. Why? That whole alcohol thing was supposed to have Tony out of the armor. And while Favreau was in his bag with the homage to the comics in Iron Man 2, he was. We saw that. That was Rhodey's origin story as War Machine. You heard me allude to, you don't really get Gabe Brown paid off. You don't get T'Challa paid off. You don't get Sam paid off. I'm not making it up. It's right. It's a consistent, glaring issue with black characters. Well, they did the same thing with James. It should have been him taking over as Iron Man. You know how we like to say it's just a mantle. It should have been him taking over as Iron Man once Tony fell off the wagon, which easily could have been developed into a Disney Plus series. And Iron Man 3 should have been Armor Wars. And nobody really cares for Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 should have been Armor Wars. Stay with me. At the end of Iron Man 2, James Rhodes should have been putting on the suit of armor. Don Cheadle should have gotten a Disney Plus series where he was actually operating as Iron Man. Then Robert Downey Jr. put the ego to the side, should have showed up in the last episode of that series saying, I'm going to get my armor back. And Iron Man 3 should have been a full-blown movie dedicated to the Armor Wars series. But you know, to do that, one, you got to be a comic book fan. And it is safe to say, we know by now that ain't what that is. Bold as letting the tea go. It ain't what that is. They doing whatever they want to do over there. Well, I'm going to say this as I go along with this. It's not going to get any better until they start losing money. And they're going to have to literally be pushed off the cliff. Those of us that want to save Marvel, you saving them for what? Because they're not going to learn until they get it together. You can't keep putting in money in their pockets expecting them to get it right. Especially those of us that look like this, or those of us that care about characters that look like this. James would go on to wear Tony's armor, which wasn't configured for him cybernetically. That's a story. Yeah, he was getting headaches, which easily could have been told in a Disney Plus series. He couldn't wear that armor for long. Remember what I said about an Alpha Flight series being better than the Eternal series if we wanted to go all inclusive? Well, James couldn't even get rid of them headaches with medical treatment. Shawman from Alpha Flight had to help him. That's how them headaches went away. Would have been a nice time to get an Alpha Flight character in the MCU. All we got is James and Heather Hudson that was used by Fox. We don't have anybody else. And mind you, with the X-Men being who they are, Alpha Flight isn't necessarily listed as mutants, or at the very least, we didn't need to see Aurora and North Star All we needed was Michael Too Young, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's his name, Michael. But that would have been Shaw Man, right? That tells you Alpha Flight is in the MCU. You also get a payoff to a storyline that started in the second Iron Man movie, and you're going to get Armor Wars, which should never have been a James Rhodes project. Is he in it? Yeah. That's Tony's story, though. Now you got what you need to do a full-fledged hour, 2 hour, right? Armor Wars movie that fans will have no problem digging in their pockets to pay for. The merch lines up because you got Stingray, Dynamo, and Titanium Man. You can do some brand new Iron Man suit of armor. The merch literally flies off the shelf. Now, because we all know last time we got an Armor Wars series, CB Cebulski would have all the synergy he needs to do an Armor Wars 2 storyline. Now you get fans going from the movie theater to the comic book store to the toy store. And they're interested in the black character too, learning about the black character. And would have picked up a Shaman action figure. That, though, would require the vision of a comic book fan and someone who truly values these characters. More than a few POC characters were developed by Marvel Comics, whether we like those developments or not, that are just lacking in live action. T'Challa's origin story being chopped up and dished out to Zemo and Ultron does nothing to validate the character to anyone besides his fan base, thus supporting the argument that anyone can replace the titular character. What's weird is Kevin Feige stating the problem with Captain America 4 was that was the first time fans saw Cap and it wasn't Christopher Evans. Why does that logic never apply to the Black Panther IP? Shooty was a different Black Panther. Even though fans had many movies to get used to Sam as opposed to Shooty, right? Because Sam been in more than one movie. So Sam's fans didn't like Sam, couldn't appreciate Sam. They had seen him pick up the shield in a whole Disney Plus series. Maybe fans just don't like your storytelling. The lack of representation. Why did Sam deserve the shield? Never mind. They also approved a recast in that movie for Thunderbolt Ross to get more character development for Thunderbolt Ross that was denied to T'Challa. Even with William Hurt passing, we still got more character development with Thunderbolt Ross. Yeah, we got to see his daughter come talk to him. We got to see him do something we never seen him do before in the MCU, act remorseful. He didn't even act remorseful in the Hulk movie. No, he didn't. So you're getting a story arc, a character arc with Thunderbolt Ross, with the guy who played him gone. Something that has never been given the benefit of the doubt to the characters of color. Aside from Fastos being married and having children and crying, what did you know about it? What did you know about Kingo? Nothing. You don't even know Sam. I say it again, but it's crazy to me because I'm looking at us and I'm trying to get us to unplug. If the MCU cannot tell you Sam Wilson's rank and how long has Sam been in the MCU, that tells you they really don't care. You can't even get a flashback scene with Isaiah Bradley. What do you know about Isaiah aside from what the character said? You don't see it play out on screen. You don't see his wife that the government assigned to him. You don't get to feel his emotional trauma as he's nothing more than a lab rat. You don't get any of that stuff that's needed for fans to care about characters. All you got with Isaiah Bradley is an angry old man and that same old man being thrown in a jumpsuit and locked up. He wasn't even in maximum security. Didn't even put him in a RAF. They didn't put him in the negative zone. Just locked him up. Monica Rambeau reportedly ain't doing nothing for me in regards to it. Who is she? Aside from Maria's daughter. What's her accolades? Aside from showing up in WandaVision. Who is Monica? What makes her tick? What makes her want to be a hero? Secret Invasion. That's not Nick Fury's story. It's not. That's an Avengers story. But who is this version of Nick Fury? We knew who Nick Fury was better with David Hasselbeck playing. Who is this Nick Fury? What's his motivation? They waited till you get the Secret Invasion and he just so happened to have a squirrel wife. Why? Because we ain't know nothing else to do? Or was it because we hadn't done anything since that character first popped up to show he even liked women? He ain't got to be in no relationship. But it's crazy because he is in a relationship and it's with an alien. And that goes back to the whole black family thing. Yeah, she shapeshifts into a black woman. She's not a black woman. And there's not a black woman in the MCU right now that's in a relationship with a black man. There's not a black man in the MCU right now in a relationship with a black woman. And quite a few of us just went to go see Fantastic Four: First Steps. Franklin has been developed way more than T'Challa. I can argue that. Valeria has been developed more than T'Challa. I could argue that. I could argue that Thunder and Lightning from DC Comics, not the two brothers, Jefferson Pierce's daughters. I could make a strong argument that those two characters have been developed. Let's play. Thunder. How she get her abilities? Oh, Jefferson. All right. What about Jennifer? She really couldn't control her powers in the comics when she first got them, could she? Nope. And even though she's like a junior member of the Justice League, who did she start off with? The Justice Society. What about her sister? What team was she on? Oh, the Outsiders. Who was running the Outsiders? Her father. Who did he take over for? Bruce. When? Bruce went missing. See, who is she in a relationship with? Grace Choi. Who is Grace Choi at Amazon? Have they always been in a stable relationship? No. Why? Because she suffers. Thunder suffers from insecurities. It's character development. Like John Stewart. Oh, you mean the Marine? The dude who debuted as an angry black man, who we find out is a Marine. Oh, and he was a Marine Corps sniper. Oh, and he then, when he was honorably discharged from the Marine Corps, he became an architect. Oh, okay. And when it comes to Green Lanterns, you're telling me that his constructs are more solid than anybody else's because he builds them from the inside out? And he deleted a whole planet by accident. And he got his sister walking around as a construct independent of him. And you didn't have to, like, he ain't needed a ring at a point in time. No, he just been him. And he didn't create his own ring too. That's character development. That's character development. What can we say about T'Challa? Oh, let me go down the list. All right. We saw him in 1966. Showed up in the Fantastic Four. Was a member of the Avengers, right? Went back to Wakanda, ran into a whole bunch of Rose Gallery. Thank you. And now I want to say Jonathan Mayberry, but that ain't what I mean. Thank you, Don McGregor, for the Rose Gallery that you gave us that we can't seem to get back or whatever. So we got the Rose Gallery, and that Rose Gallery really ain't been seen since Jungle Action. And I just want us to think about how long ago that was. That Rose Gallery that Don McGregor gave us, by and large, ain't, because it was a Rose Gallery, by and large, ain't been seen since he did it. Anybody seen Win Eagle? All right, so we got T'Challa in Wakanda, right. We got him going back and forth, dealing with some short folks, King Solomon Sprawls, Princess Xander, and all that other stuff and everything like that. Then we get him back in the Avengers and everything like that. Then Christopher Priest takes over. Like I said, I like some of the stuff he did. Some of the stuff I don't like what he did. I like most of the stuff Reginald Hutton did. That whole daggum thing about him losing the Scion. I will, but I'm gonna retcon that. That's gonna be along the lines of what Karama Horn talked about in regards to the Queen Nahanda. Oh, that's gonna get retcon. Because see, bad writing, which that's what that was, that one little portion, right? When you got folks that don't know how to write, reading what a good writer does, the one mistake that a good writer does, they gonna do dumb stuff, which is what we got. Dumb stuff. But staying on point, what was the character development? Casper Cole was developed, incomplete. Everett Ross was developed, incomplete. Nobody really cares about Everett Ross. Nobody really cares about Casper Cole. Lady Nightshade started, but who has done anything with Lady Nightshade since then? Dr. Eve Ewing brought her in for one issue, and folks lost their damn mind because they felt like it was shine taken away from T'Challa. I'm sorry. You know, by and large, these black characters don't pop up unless they pop up in a black character's comic book. Don't make it right, because I get what we're saying. Like, damn, can Aurora have her own comic book? That's by and large the only time we're going to see them other black characters. Can T'Challa have his own comic book? Well, where else is Okoye showing up at? Where else is Shorty showing up at? We feel the need to cram all the black characters in one black comic book, thus not getting any character development whatsoever. How long has Elijah Bradley been around? Did you get an Elijah Bradley one shot, or did you get Elijah Bradley showing up in Sam's comic book when Sam is supposed to be getting all the shine because Sam got a movie out as Captain America? Oh, no, you got the Backyard Barbecue. And all the MCU heroes suffer from that. Whether you want to admit it or not, you don't know James Rhodes. They ain't developed it. You don't know Sam Wilson. They ain't developed it. They haven't. Don't care. But now you, as the black fan, saying that's a black character, and you finna tell people it's racist when folks, you know what's racist? You being black and not knowing a damn thing about that black character. That's racist, because you know every damn thing about the white character. Why you don't know anything about the black character? That's racist. Crazy for me to be calling you a racist and you black. That's being a racist. You don't know about the black character. You can tell me every damn thing about Superman. You cannot tell me a damn thing about Sam Wilson outside the MCU. And the MCU not telling you who Sam Wilson is. You think he broke. Why? And those are tropes that plague black superheroes. You don't have a feel-good moment about the black superhero. You definitely never got a feel-good moment with T'Challa other than Avengers Infinity War, where he said, Wakanda forever. That's it. You don't get the feel-good moment for Riri Williams. You don't. She's as smart as I don't know what, and she's still struggling. What's the character development? That she's a struggle bunny? Ain't that the same character development with Sam? He's a struggle bunny. Riri struggling financially. Sam struggling for respect. James is struggling to walk again. Stay right there. Shorty is struggling to keep her country together. It's a struggle. Ain't nobody got it good. You don't know why, other than the fact they black. Other than the fact they black. You've seen, for no reason, Scott Lang take down experienced Avengers. For no reason. Other than the fact that Scott Lang is Kevin Feige's favorite character. Keep up with these notes. Get on up out of here. Like I said, this would be something that I would have did with pictures, photos, and GIFs, but I don't feel like people respond to those videos that I put out like that. So I figured I would do this video in a live. But the main problem with POC characters in the MCU, there's no character development. If there's no character development outside of them showing up alongside the main character, there's no reason to care for them. Hell, anybody can be the character. If that's the case, that's why folks are able to say what they want to say about T'Challa. There was nothing that T'Challa did on screen to pop off for people to say, we need that character. We got to always have that character around. You know why that character should be around, but you know that based off the comic books. Anybody that came across that character in the MCU, there's nothing special about that character. There's nothing special about Sam Wilson. There's nothing special about War Machine. And I don't even want to get into the physical aesthetics of it because, as I stated before, Sam Wilson is 6'2", 250. That's Ray Lewis. Without Sam Wilson is supposed to be eye candy. Sam Wilson is supposed to be eye candy. And if you are a woman and you never felt the same way looking at Chris Evans as you felt when you looked at Anthony Mackie, or if we're looking at the characters they portrayed in the MCU, if your heart never skipped a beat for Sam Wilson like it was skipping a beat for Steve Rogers, there was a problem. Shorty is an African princess. Gal Gadot did a hell of a job as Wonder Woman, but okay, well, Florence Kasumba should have been Shorty. Hell, give me a 20-year-old, 30-year-old Angela Bassett as Shorty. Hell, give me Tiana Paris as Shorty. Give me the young lady from Coming to America as Shorty. That was who Shorty was supposed to be, aesthetically pleasing. I'm going to look at us and I'm going to take these glasses off. Outside of Eric Killmonger and Kane, tell me the brother that takes his shirt off in the MCU and makes you feel the same way Chris Evans make folks feel, Chris Hemsworth make folks. Oh no, they got eye candy. Hell, here we go. I'm Scarlett Johansson. That's an attractive woman. It is. But which one of my Doras getting that type of shine? Don't they keep Okoye always dressed from the neck, or like she ain't never showing nothing? She ain't looking like that. Shout out to Gabbo from Machiavelli Media. That's the other thing. James Rose, that's an attractive looking brother. Not saying that Don Cheadle ain't, but maybe Don Cheadle back when he was picket fences. What was the movie? Traffic with Jet Li and not Jet Li, no, Jackie Chan. And yeah, that's Don Cheadle with some more meat on his bones. Yeah, that you know, because Robert James Rose ain't that tall, but we ain't got that. We ain't got that. We think we finna see your boy playing Wonder Man with his shirt off? He got an impressive build. He do, but why would his shirt be off? And mind you, if his shirt does come off, I doubt it. It's not gonna do anything for the character he's playing. Because if he looked good with his shirt off, like Edie Gathegi made sure he looked good, he looking good for a character that ain't gonna ever look like him. And if the character don't look like him, the character don't look like us. Which means we could use him. If he gonna be sexy flexy like Michael B. Jordan, his sexy flexy would be better served for our characters and not somebody else's. But think about the visual. I'm just it's a reason why quite a few are looking at Michael B. Jordan in that Black Panther movie. Hell, one of my supervisors, a woman, said it just like this. She preferred Chadwick Boseman in the Black Panther costume. He looked sexy in it. Michael B. Jordan, in, out, in. Don't matter. Buddy can get it. Okay. I'm just gonna say okay. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna keep up with these notes. We can turn it into a leisure lounge period after this, long as we stay on the topics of representation of the characters not being developed in the MCU, because I want to make sure we stay on that. So it will be in regards to how Black characters aren't represented in the MCU. And mind you, you can like it. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it, and you tell me. So, like I said, we had Mr. Ray Smith, my elder in the building, Miss May Kent, the head door, and I tell him that he of the tough questions being asked. Grand Madam Tara, my spiritual advisor, Professor Film Fan, what is going on? Kamoyo King, president of the Black Panther fan group, Skyline Designs. My wife pulled up. Let me see here. Everybody was greeting everybody. Chucker2 TTV pulled up. Thank you so much for pulling up. I appreciate that, Chucker2. Big Jermaine Knowles pulled up. Thank you so much. I know more about Hawkeye than I know about James Rhodes. Yes, you do. Character art, right? Let me see here. Show up in Thor. You ask AJ Coulson, do you want me to take him down? I said, let's see what we got going on, right? Then he pop up. Now, mind you, I got to give props to Jeremy Renner, because he showed his ass when he wasn't getting that respect like he's supposed to. Made the Russo brothers admit they were like, damn, we did you wrong, big dog. We got to spin the block on you. And he wasn't wrong. What did Hawkeye do? There was no representation whatsoever for Hawkeye. Nope, he was hypnotized for at least half the movie in the Avengers, right? All right. Avengers. Age of Ultron. What happened? My dog got to get taken out by a blaster. Then he married. Okay. All right. My dog married. Okay. We find out he can fight a little bit. I don't know why we had to find out he could fight a little bit against T'Challa. Let's see him fight a little bit against Sam. He ain't got no business swapping nothing with T'Challa. Nevertheless, we find out he can fight a little bit with T'Challa. Hold on. That was Mockingbird he was married to? That he married to? Him and Mockingbird, they had him some children. Lord, because Clint ain't got it over here. That ain't what's going on in the 616 and everything like that. That's another modern adaptation. But damn, look at the story arc. And he done took on somebody up on his wing, another Hawkeye. Golly, that's character development. You ain't lying, I tell him. You ain't lying. What's going on, Big Jermaine? Grand Madam says all Rhodey needs is a Kamoyo bead to restructure his spine. So you think, huh? You would think, huh, Grand Madam? What you say? He just need one of these. It worked for Everett Ross. Why it can't work for James? That could have taken place in a dialogue. Yes, ma'am. Big Natello said we went to Hawkeye house, saw his family, his house. We even know his wife was once a SHIELD agent and what food they like to eat. What do I know about James? You know, it's crazy. You say, what do you know about James? Because there is a quote out there by Don Cheadle saying he don't even know what flavor ice cream James Rhodes like. Probably butter pecan. Chuck, could you say salute? Professor Film says Rhodey should have been in Ironheart. As bad as the writing was, it would not have saved the show, but it's something. You know what? No, let's go with it. And it probably would have saved the show. Why? Because if James Rhodes is in Ironheart, that would have been a connection to Tony Stark, Iron Man. Safe to say, Pepper Potts would have been in there, which once again would have been a connection to Iron Man. Thus, Riri Williams doesn't have to resort to criminality. She could have been able to do, she should have been able to do, would have been able to do, by and large, what she did in the comics. she would have been sponsored by Stark Industries. It just would be a little bit different because she wouldn't meet Tony. She would meet James and Pepper, right? She could develop a relationship with Tony's daughter, right? That would make for some synergy. A young lady is actually developing armor no differently than your dad. Wow. Imagine we could have got the young man that Tony was talking to in Iron Man 3 popping up in Ironheart. Why ain't he at MIT? See how all that could have went together? You ready? Somebody gonna wind up hiring me one day, not because they like what I'm saying, but because of all the knowledge I'm displaying. They be like, you know what? I don't like him because I'm tired of him dragging us and every damn thing like that. Bring his ass on over here so we Professor Phil said, I know I'm settling, but it's better than him doing. I know I'm settling, but it's better than him doing nothing. I think when you got it at the house, because I want to make sure I don't know necessarily if you're asking a question. So I don't want to respond and I not understand if you were asking the question, Professor Film. So what I'm asking is, are you saying that and I'm just asking here, are you saying that let me see, that it's better to settle than not have anything? I'm just asking questions because I'm not sure. What Bo said, they were actually upset that X-Men 97 was a success because it exposed the MCU for not respecting the comics like X-Men 97 did. He wasn't wrong. Like I said, folks can, until you're in that situation, you don't know how you would respond. You know how you would like to respond, but let's be clear. And I'm just throwing it out there. I'm Bo DeMaio. I'm Bo DeMaio. I'm talented. But I'm Bo DeMaio. I know how society looking at me, whether I want them to look at me like that or not. I know how society looking at me, regardless of my talents or not. I know that. And my love for the X-Men, he loves the X-Men. You gotta think there are bigger goals, aspirations than just, this is one of them. I'm a showrunner. Hey, but there are other, I can go. There's a ladder that can be climbed here. I'm seeing things go awry around me and everything like that. But Bo wouldn't be the first Black man to see stuff go awry around him in his workplace. He wouldn't be the first Black gay man to see stuff go awry in his workplace. And let's be clear, he wouldn't be the first Black gay man that felt uncomfortable speaking out about stuff going awry in his workplace. There are some heterosexual Black people that, male and female, see stuff going awry in their workplace. They ain't necessarily comfortable being a whistleblower. Please see Colin Kaepernick. You get blackballed when you do stuff like that. You're not able to bounce back like somebody else would bounce back because we don't provide a safety net for one another. Let me say that one more time. We don't provide a safety net for one another. When folks started going off on Jonathan Majors, he should have had something waiting on him the very next day. Well, we don't even care about this. Come on over here, big dog. We don't care nothing about that. Hey, come on over here and do some voice acting. Come over here and do a TV series. Yeah, we don't care nothing about that. Same thing with Bo, because see, that's when folks treat you right. When folks know you got other options on the table, you ain't got the F with them, it make them think twice. It's called bargaining. Well, I can go over here. Yeah, I know I'm gay. They don't care over here. They just like the fact that I'm talented over here. So what we talking? Yeah, there should have been a safety net for Bo to fall on. That way, when Marvel started getting beside themselves, Bo could be like, "Oh, I'm straight." And Marvel would hold on. Here we go. Bo should have got what Ezra Miller got. Jonathan Majors should have got what Ezra Miller got. Well, now, the folks that look like Ezra Miller and Amber Heard, they don't accept no. They don't accept no. No, those would be the same people at the pearly gates. Shout out to the comedian I'll be watching on YouTube. Those would be the same people at the pearly gates asking to speak to a manager if they can't get in. What you mean I ain't? No, let me speak to a manager. So when you look at stuff like that, Snyderverse, same folks that look like Ezra Miller and Amber Heard fought for, demanded, and got Snyderverse. You couldn't tell them no. Folks like to tease Black Panther fans and say, oh, y'all ain't no different than Snyderverse fans. Yes, we are. We don't move like that. I wish. I wish. But Snyderverse fans fought for and got. I'm not trying to say nothing, but you really can't tell the European, the Caucasian, no. They don't take no well. They don't. Well, that's how Ezra Miller gets to still do the Flash. That's how Amber Heard still gets to do Aquaman 2. They're going to look out. They're going to take care of. We ain't got that yet. We would rather sit here and talk about one another. No. Both should have had another. Is showrunner? He's showrunner. You know how folks keep talking to me and Darren about independent comics and everything like that? Black in it. So you mean to tell me hold on. You mean to tell me there's nobody black that's got a black comic book character that can't use Bo DeMaio? You mean to tell me we ain't got no comic book characters that could come to the big screen, small screen, live action, and use the talents of Jonathan Majors? You know, back to these notes. Kamoyo said if they aren't investing in T'Challa, then you know they aren't investing in other black characters, which is what we tried to tell folks back in 2021. If they don't do right by that one, they won't do right by the rest of them. What's the motivation? You've already shown them with the biggest and baddest of your superheroes. You've already shown them you will accept any old damn thing. Well, if you will accept any damn thing with Batman and Superman, why in the hell should I give you what you want in regards to Green Arrow, Arsenal, Robin? You don't care about the main name. Yeah, that's exactly what we showed them. You ain't lie. You ain't lying, I tell them. You ain't lie. Jabari Muhammad said, honestly, there was no Disney Plus when Iron Man 2 came out. What's the point? Other than you saying there was no Iron Man 2, that story still sits there, right? Is the story still not valid? Because we don't want to argue semantics. We were talking about the underdevelopment of black characters. Is that point still not sitting there? Regardless of whether there was a Disney Plus streaming service or not. Because watch this. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Netflix, we can make it happen when we want to, right? And when we talk about Iron Man 2. Because I said this could have came out after, between Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3. See how you see where we at? You see, now, I know you're not going to spin the block and say, damn, you know what? You're right. Because there was a lot of time between Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3, right? Right? It wasn't no one came out in 2020 and the other one came out 2021. No, they didn't run them back to back like that, right? So the time was there, right? And I want to make sure we stand right here. Jabari Muhammad. We either going to make excuses or we going to throw flags on the play. I don't believe in making excuses because folks don't tolerate excuses. For me, never did. 5'8" outside linebacker. Coach did not want to hear two dams about how big the tight end was. Make the play. So Here we go. Gotta let your willful cognitive dissonance go. Saying you want better but steadily consuming worse is crazy work. Gotta stand on business. I ain't saying, Jabari, there's a Disney Plus now and it's failing everyone when it comes to the MCU. I don't definitely say I don't, nobody gives us excuses. So why are we giving other folks excuses? You being able to say, and I just want to make sure we're clear, you being able to say Iron Man 2, there was no Disney Plus when Iron Man 2 came out, you're thinking. You're using your brain, which is what we want. We don't want people to practice cognitive dissonance. We want people to be critical thinkers. But in being a critical thinker, there was time, right? Yes, good Lord have mercy, Jesus. There was time. Nobody bust a move. So I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Keep a party rolling. Jermaine, all the armored characters would have figures, including a bleeding edge war. There it is. Armor war figures would definitely sell. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. No Frank Rambo or Adam Bashir. Didn't even want to mention poor Adam. Would have been nice to see him in his prime fighting Winter Soldier. Absolutely, that comes when I tell him. He's talking about Isaiah Bradley. Jermaine Noel said the Kamoyo King, both of them should have been the Marvels easily. Should have been. He kept talking about, I got somebody to bring in, but we never got that. D. Steezel, John's Emerald Sniper Rifle is one of my favorite constructs of his. Yeah. Yeah. I had to get that. John's packing his big emerald guns, period, all the time. From now, I tell him these Steezel, I have a poster of him looking down sight, and it's badass. I love that poster. That's probably from Jeff Johns' run, the Sinestro Cold War, if I'm not mistaken. I tell him. Let's see. This is Python Plexus animation. The MCU has a problem just giving the tiniest sliver of diversity just for inclusion. It's not sincere and not from the heart. Mainly used as a token to support their product. I hate the industry. Thank you. That comes from Python Pixels animations. I think when you know the comics, you see it. I think that's what it. I think if you grew up reading comics, you're gonna call it for what it is. Black, white, Jew, Gentile, male, female, heterosexual. You're gonna call it for what it is because you're sitting there looking at the comics. And your measuring board is always gonna be with the comic. Now, it's not to say that the comics have always stuck the landing. That's not what they say. But the comics are the source material. And if you are anybody that's a critical thinker, you can sit up here and say, well, damn, they never respect the comic books like they respect other written genres. They never respect the comics like they do any other written genre. And until comic book fans start standing up and demanding what Star Wars fans getting, Harry Potter fans getting, and hell, a Dumbo fan is getting, we gonna continually get ran over. To Kamoyo's point, what's wrong with the books? You just got to see live action. I don't know what to say because I can't do that. Tapping in, Mad Chocolate Gaming. What's going on? What's going on? Mad Chocolate Gaming pulled up in the building. What's going on? As Casper Cole fan, he only shows up once in a blue moon. Thank. To the point where you sit up here and say, damn it, I need me some Casper Cole, and I need me some Casper Cole on a consistent basis. And I'm not going to sit up here and wait on Marvel to give me Casper Cole. Oh, no, damn it, we're going to do that at the house. We'll go ahead and call him Cold Tiger. I'm not looking for somebody to, and mind you, I'm not biracial. I'm not biracial, so I don't know why I was supposed to care for Kevin like that. But to your point, no, you are absolutely right. They're not going to do it, and they've had more than enough time to get it right. More than enough time to. They haven't got, this come from D. Steezel, they haven't got many non-black heroes, right? double that for Black hero. And that's the problem. But folks gonna have to start saying something. And if those that represent us aren't going to say something when these projects come out, then you're gonna have to start saying something with your money. To those who feel like that I'm saying it's a feeling, I don't feel pressed. I don't know how to tell you, between the comic books and the action figures, I don't feel pressed for Marvel to do anything with Luke Cage. If you're not going to do anything with Luke Cage that honors the character Luke Cage, I'm fine with you not touching it. Because if you get it wrong, you bastardize the character and everything like that. That's going to be a whole generation growing up with the wrong information in regards to Luke Cage. And once wrong information gets out there, it's hard to correct it. We see that already right now with Wakanda. And that's being done maliciously and accidentally. Thank you, Ryan. No, really, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for conflating the whole damn comics and the movies. When it comes, I want to thank you as a Black man for not being bothered to give two damns about that character that launched your movie career. Golly. You got Gray in the building. Let's see here. D. Steezel. I came up on Cap and Iron Man comics. Always dug Sam and Rhodey. Folks that diss them only know them from the MCU. Facts. Facts. Now, it's crazy when you can tell folks really don't know who Sam is. When I say that, I say that for this. I operate on TikTok as well, and I just post information on TikTok. You should see the amount of people on TikTok that have no idea who Sam Wilson is, which is crazy to me, because I'm like, you got comic book influencers over there on TikTok. Why they not telling y'all this? Like, and I'm not gonna drop no names and everything like that, but it's some loud folks on TikTok and Instagram. Why they telling folks to be racist about this? I'm sorry. Well, they telling folks that this was racist and that was racist, and they standing like this with crazy ass looking hats, or they're female, light skin, cussing all the damn time, or whether they got a bandana tie around their damn. I don't see any knowledge being shared. I don't hear anybody saying, hold on, I know you like the character, but this is the character right here. I don't see any of that. And I'm there. All I hear is everybody that don't like Ironheart is a racist. Everybody don't like, that's it. But any true knowledge where if you wanted to like the character, let's say you didn't like Ironheart in the MCU. Let's say you didn't like that version. Okay, well, that is a different version from the comics. Why aren't comic book influencers telling folks the difference? So if they want to like the character, there's another way to go about liking the character. Self-serving. Self-serving. They know this is going, let me see here. It's coming from Nutella. They know that all they need to do is add a Black person, and that's all the representation we need to be satisfied. Apparently. Right. Because we don't demand anything more from the characters. We just accept it. Bam. You're absolutely right. Both Comic Sam and Rhodey gets women. You ain't finna tell me I'm from the boogie down and I'm a Marine. You ain't finna tell me. You ain't finna tell me a brother from New York can't get him one. You ain't finna tell me that. You ain't finna tell me a brother that was in the Marine Corps can't get him one and he was a fighter pilot. That means when I touch down in Hawaii, it's on and popping. That means when I land in Japan, it's on and popping. Anytime I land my F-16, I'm a Marine Corps fighter pilot. Stop. And I'm Black. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, D. Steve. Appreciate that. Python Pixels Animation. I honestly think they need to show more love to their characters. That's not mere inclusion. Otherwise, it would just be a token to their film. No, you're right. You're right. I think the characters should be included with intention. If you just gonna put the character in there just to put the character in there, don't put the character in there. Don't put the character in there. And I think it's where we don't think the and because I don't want to say it like that. I think we don't feel like the black comic book fan is knowledgeable enough. No. I know who the characters are, not just the black characters. I know who all the characters are. So it ain't just if you're not gonna do any of them right, don't put them in the story. Just leave them where they're at. But because I am black, yes, good Lord, have mercy. I'm sorry. I do have a special place in my heart for the black characters. But no, you're absolutely right, Python Pixels, absolutely right. D. Steezel says, Leela Taylor, Misty Knight, Arnhem Zola, his adopted daughter, Jet Zola. She saw Samuel was all, hey, come on now. Give my brother Sam some love. You know what? See, Steezel, you sound like a comic book fan. You sound like one of those people that Bo would be saying wasn't in on the meetings when they was talking about these characters because you're not an elitist. No. It sounds like you ain't got necessarily the right melanin to sit in on the meetings when it comes to how these characters should be handled. That's what Bo was saying. But you do possess the knowledge. And I ain't trying to be funny. Damn the melanin. Can we get some money? Like, I don't know what Disney board members need. Y'all like losing money just because. I don't know how y'all doing that. Keeping up with these notes. What's say Python MB then my brain is slow. These Steezel, no one asked for one domain. We did not. And this Simon will have zero history with Clint and Bobby. He ain't got no history with Clint. He ain't got no history with Bobby. He ain't got no history with Division. He ain't got no history with Wanda. They ain't even talking about bringing her in for the series. No, this Kevin on thing. I bet this gonna come across like She-Hulk season 1. Yeah, I'm good. I'm straight. You know what? I done read them stories with Simon in them. I have. They ain't necessarily dropped the Wonder Man action figure that I would like. I ain't necessarily a fan of him in the red safari jacket. Not necessarily a fan of that look. I can wait though. They do have one out there when he had like the black suit on with the black tank top with the red W. I might jump on that one. Let's see here. War Machine Rocks being Rhodey's log in for something is all I know, and that was because of Tony. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. London calling. What's going on? Stamina NC in the building. No, it's lose. That is why I stopped spending money on. Goddamn Professor Film fans say it's lose. That's why you stop spending money on the MCU. Listen, I saved, but let me tell you something. Money is being saved. What we say, go where you celebrate it, not tolerate it. Right. Well, they just tolerate me over there in the MCU. My office celebrates me though. My office even when it comes to Marvel Comics, they ain't showing us the love that they were showing us. We saving a bunch of money. Even when it comes to Hasbro, Marvel Legends, you ain't checking for me in the movies. You ain't checking for me in the comics. You ain't checking for me in the action figure. Thank you. I'm never gonna complain about keeping that money to myself. That will allow me to watch this. Invest in black action figures. Valorverse is dropping some new action figures that are army builders. Come with a black face and a white face. I got some action figures in my shopping cart at Big Bad Toy Store. They look like your boy. They look like his wife. They look like his children. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on them. I'm gonna go ahead and jump. And then watch this right here. Because folks like to say, if you think you can do better, do it. Me, Daryl, Kamoyo, Diabolical, Mr. Smith. We're not looking at the comic book industry. We're not looking at the movie industry. We could. Oh, no. We say it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none, and we believe sharing is caring. No, we're looking at the action figure community. We're looking at the action figure industry. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at hey Kwame, we're looking at making our impact in the action figure industry. Something, for whatever reason, we take for granted while spending our money on everybody else doing it. While we get upset, we ain't getting enough of us when it comes to the action figure. I'm gonna tell you what, I can't do nothing about that movie, the movies, because they don't want to listen. I can't do nothing about the comics because they don't want to listen. I can do something about this over here, though. I can't. How did we get Bass? We didn't wait on the MCU. We didn't wait on Marvel Legends. We just inboxed somebody and said, hey, can I commission you to make this head sculpt of Bass? And now everybody that wants the head sculpt of Bass, drawn by Fareed Karami in Black Panther Blood Hunt, written by Cheryl Lynn Eaton, go hit up Artman Customs. You're welcome. You want a shield, a pauldron that showed up in Dr. Eve Ewing's run? You've been wanting it? Hasbro Marvel Legends ain't checking for you? The MCU ain't checking for you. See, this was when I like bragging. And if somebody say, it ain't bragging if that's what happened. Oh, no. Because of the Rock With Me Nation, you want that pauldron? Go holler at Artman Customs. Yeah. I inboxed him, commissioned him. That way, I paid what I'm supposed to pay, put my money where my mouth is, making sure we got it out there, which is crazy because I just got here, which is crazy because I'm a no influence having ass individual. Ain't that what you said, Roland Martin? But when we talk about Black representation, Black imagery, Black love, Black loyalty, some of us ain't just talking about it. And we ain't got the resources that the MCU got or Marvel Legends got or quite a few of these podcasters got that's telling you to be mad and angry. No, we just keep the main thing the main thing. That's Artman_Customs. If you want me to, here we go. Yeah, we gonna spin this round like this right here, yonder. Because we've gotten questions in regards to do some stuff, so we just want to make it do what it's gonna do and everything like this right here. So you want you Bass, and you don't want to pay all that money to X-Ray Studios and everything like that because they're gonna bust you upside the head. Okay, well, around about $25, $35 and everything like that. You got you a Marvel Legend at the house. Go and get you this right here. Go and get you that right there. Artman Customs. We didn't wait on the MCU. We didn't wait on Hasbro Marvel Legends. We needed that in our house. That way we ain't got to settle for nothing. And we did it for the culture. I say it one more time. We did it for the culture. You need that? Oh, no, this ain't cardboard. That's plastic. Yeah. Big boy did his thing. Big boy did his thing. Then watch this. You know how they like to say, support Black businesses, support Black-owned businesses? Oh, my good golly gee willikers. What is Artman_Custom? Oh, that's a brother. That's a brother. That's a brother. Let me keep going here. D. Steezel says, bad on-screen adaptations kill interest for their comic book version and other media. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. You're absolutely right. Coogler and Michael B. Jordan should have caught Majors. He could have been one of the brothers and centers. All I'm gonna say is this. I saw the interview that Jonathan Majors did and everything like that. I heard what he said. I heard what he said. I did. I heard what he said. I'm gonna say it one more time. I heard what he said. I heard what he said. I did. I heard what Jonathan said. I saw the interview and I heard what he said. All I'm gonna say is that based on that interview, we will be able to tell a lot going forward about what went down in regards to that whole situation, what you just said, or who he works with, who we see him, because all we see right now is Megan Good. We don't see nobody else. And I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that, dog. That woman is supposed to be your best friend. That woman is supposed to be your best friend. But he said a lot during that interview. He said a lot during that interview, and I just want you to think about who you used to see him with, or rather who used to be seen with him, and who you no longer see with him, who you used to hear talking about him, and who, when he got caught up, stopped talking about him. Yeah. It's interesting. So yeah, to your point, what's going on, student of the game? Yeah, we are in here. We are in here. Thank you so much for putting up, student. Hey man, football season. Like we talked about it last year, and you be talking sports. Can we go ahead and link up? Like, damn. I listen. You, what my brother name? Troy, Gavin the Old Man podcast. It's sports season. It's why we not talking. It's football season, bruh. Hit me up. I'm dead ass serious. I'm dead ass serious. Let's see here. S. Jaddy said X-Men 97 is the coolest Cyclops has looked in decades. You know what? You ain't lying. Because I'm still pissed off about how Fox treated him. Student of the game said, how Bo handled Black Panther X-Men 97 was just plain tacky. Should have left Black Panther off the series if that was the best he could do. Blaming Coogler now was unnecessary. That's fair. That's fair. So if I understand Bo's, like I said, I want to make sure I'm clear. I don't like how things were handled either. And this is me not giving him a pass. It is absolutely not. Whether we want to say it or not, think about it or not, realize it or not, the premier Black superhero over at Marvel, it ain't Aurora, it's T'Challa. That it's T'Challa. It is T'Challa. Now, if we're looking at the top two Black superheroes over there at Marvel, it's T'Challa and Aurora, but it starts with T'Challa. We know that. So you're doing X-Men 97. Somebody in a Black Panther costume has to be there. Has to be there. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think he was like, well, maybe we shouldn't. And they were like, no, you got to put a Black Panther in it. What I'm saying is this, student, and we're being grown men. We've experienced this in our lifetime. You've been at a job. We all have. And I said it before you came on. We've all been at a job somewhere and we've seen something happen that wasn't right as far as we're concerned. We've had a job where we thought we had some more say-so, and we just didn't. You and I are Black heterosexual men. He's a Black gay man. There are perceptions in society when it comes to both. He's working at by and large a company that's ran by white heterosexual males. We don't need to act like, and not all of them are dealing faithfully. That ain't what that is. You know what I would have liked to thought, and this is me, student of the game. This is me. And like I said this before you came on. I would have liked it if when he was put in that situation, there were other options on the table outside of Marvel, where he could have drew that line and said, if this is what you finna have me do, I'm not finna do nothing. I'm done. But this is a guy, no differently when we talk about E-Man, bro, you got a family, you got mouths to feed and everything like that. Everybody can't do what we do. Everybody ain't built to do what we do. It's real hard to say what you would have done when you're the only one there. Everybody ain't Theo in the Marine Corps and willing to tell a lieutenant colonel straight to his face, look, I don't appreciate having to deal with racist issues you didn't solve when you joined the Marine Corps. Everybody not built like that. And mind you, saying stuff like that, it come with a set of problems because now you're the problem child. Yeah, I actually did tell a black lieutenant colonel that when I was at Okinawa. I stood up. I stood up for blacks. Hey, stop talking to us about our hair length. Stop talking to us about our nails. We are within uniform regs. Go tell them dudes that's coming at you because you didn't clip your nails all the way down to the white meat because you got your hair cut damn near where you bald headed. Go talk to them because that's not the uniform regs. Everybody not cut like that. And it's unless you are cut like that in each and every situation, you got to be mindful demanding others to be that way. And like I said, I'm not saying I'm excusing what he did. No, Bo knows exactly how I feel. I ain't never missed words with it. But I also understand that's a man who, if we're looking at it this way, he was behind enemy lines. He was behind enemy lines working for the man. What you want him to do? That's what that is. Because we ain't the opportunities that Warner Brothers is providing, that Disney is providing. We're not providing those opportunities for our talent, so they don't have to take that. So that's just me on that. Like I said, I get it. As far as blaming Coogler, Coogler can't be blamed if he ain't do nothing wrong. See, Bo could be mad. Bo could be upset. Bo could be talking. He can't say nothing about Ryan if Ryan ain't do it, because then it would just be a lie. But he ain't lying. He ain't lying. This from D. Steezel. Professor Film says, I hated that. D. Steezel says, I think Jon Stewart's sniper cover was from Blackest Night. You might be right. You might be right. You might be right. You might be right. You know what? I don't even care. You know I don't care, Steezel? Somewhere between that right there and this right here, I just don't care. You know why? Cause me and you got John at the house. But you're absolutely right, though. You're absolutely right. Here we go. Percy Bedford, salute. What's going on, Big Percy? Big Percy pulled up in the building. Great. I got T'Challa, Aurora, Shooty, Luke Cage, Misty Knight, Miles Morales, Monica Rambeau, Adam Brashear, Eden Fessy, Monet St. Croix, Nighthawk, James Rose, Jericho Drum, and Sam Wilson at the house. At the house. That's what we encourage it in that. That way, you ain't ever got to be misled. Damn with somebody else, you know, oh, no. I got my character at the house. I ain't. Let me read that one more time. Big Gray say, I got T'Challa, Aurora, Shooty, Luke Cage, Misty Knight, Miles Morales, Monica Rambeau, Adam Brashear, Eden Fessy, Monet St. Croix, Nighthawk, James Rose, Jericho Drum, and James Wilson at the house. And let me just say this, y'all, so y'all understand what he's saying. Gray wasn't necessarily collecting like that 3 years ago. He wasn't necessarily collecting action figures like that 3 years ago. No, this came from us fraternizing, interacting, being frustrated, tired of waiting, which is crazy because we as black people, I don't know when this started, but we as black people then got to the point where we don't mind telling other black folks to wait. No, I wasn't built like that. I'm sorry. I was raised by my grandparents. I'm sorry. We as a people, if we talking race of people, we as a race of people, I don't know why we would ever tell us to wait on a damn thing. I don't know why, but we don't do that over here. Encourage, tell, suggest, wait. Oh no, we ain't doing that. Did you see that pic of Anthony Mackie hugging some biscuits? I did. We talked about that last night on the Friday Night Vibe. So yeah, I saw it. The look on his face was hilarious, looking like he hit the jackpot. He may have. I'm not, hey, he like it, I love it. I know he had some time there he didn't have for my queens. That's all I know. He looked like he had a lot of time there. It looked like he had a lot of time there. I remember when one of my queens was trying to get, a picture of my dog, trying to get a picture of my brother, you know what I'm saying? He had his New Orleans Saints jersey on, trying to get a picture for a grandson, and my brother like, he couldn't be bothered. Before then, we had a sister see him at the gas station and everything like that. And I get it. You don't never think you're going to see somebody like that at a gas station. Couldn't be bothered. So I see who he got time for. Let that marinate, though. Well, next time somebody say sisters don't get no respect, because the black woman is the most respect. Okay, just remember that going forward, because I don't know what we was talking about, because them video, black women don't get no respect. Okay, well, that's out there. You know who he went to go talk to explain his side of the story, why he ain't had time for the sisters, right? Okay, well, I'm pro-black. I'm pro-black. Anthony Mackie got to talk to me. And no, Jamel Hill does not count anymore as a credible source. No, Anthony got to come talk to me. Yeah. Before I spent any more change, I spent enough. I bought She Hate Me 3 to 4 times because folks kept stealing that damn DVD. Okay, well, I'm good. Student of the game, he definitely created more problems by adding T'Chaka. Could have easily kept that mask on and have Steve not mention his name. That was definitely a way to go about doing it. I ain't mad at that at all. Student of the game podcast. He's the same dude that contributed to the Sunspot issue. Not surprised. Speaking of which, that action figure will be coming out. The Sunspot action figure. I'm only suggesting it for one reason. One, you can always get an alternate head sculpt if you have Power Ranger action figures and everything like that. I think there's a head sculpt with the Black Ranger, Zach, that fits Roberto perfectly. But also there would be the Blue Ranger from when we'll make sure Blue Ranger I'm looking at. Wild Force, Power Rangers Wild Force, the Blue Shark Ranger. Him, excellent head sculpt for Roberto da Costa. You can get that X-Men 97 Roberto da Costa that will have him in his New Mutants costume. The initial costume. I might jump on that. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. These are addressing him as Your Highness would have been the most low friction solve for the entire thing. Y'all not wrong. But who talked to him? Who cared enough to give him another way to go about doing this? This is the thing that we're looking at. If he's not that familiar with Black Panther, I don't believe he is, right? I believe it's safe to say he's an X-Men fan, right? If he's not knowledgeable, right? And we know Ryan's not, who's there to give him that? Because mind you, y'all are giving some great examples of ways in which this could have better been handled. And I'm not saying he didn't want to do it. I don't believe, how can I put this? He's behind enemy lines. I like what I said. He's behind enemy lines. Let's see here. Keeping it going. Was excited to grab them flat. y'all got excuse. Y'all got excuse Caesar. I'm gonna say, y'all got excuse Caesar. He saw me he heard what I had to say last night. I ain't never trying to do that. I ain't ever trying to do that. I ain't in my lifetime. That hurt. And I can't even say I'm from the South, because He from the South too. He from Louisiana. If I sit up here and I know Kamoyo from the South, Kamoyo, you in Louisiana, so y'all don't take pride. Y'all don't take pride in the thickness down there in Louisiana. I know that's a lie. I know that's a lie. I ain't even gonna finish that question. Let's see here. I remember a few years back, Sideshow Collectibles did a 1/4 statue of T'Challa. It was exclusive because it came with 2 heads, one with the mask and one without it. Man, listen, good luck with that today. The only way you're going to get T'Challa mask on, mask off is if you get the MCU version. Matter of fact, that says a lot in and of itself, because when it comes to masked black superheroes, very seldom as action figures do you get them with the mask on and mask off. Nope, that ain't what happened. That is not what you get. Miles like that. You get Miles like that based on the comic book. You get Miles mask on, mask off. Another black action figure, mask on, mask off. Nope, that ain't happening. Hey Hasbro, hey. Ray, we trying to get a 3D printer in the winter. Yes. It's not a game. It's not a game. Some stuff starts right here on social media where you just get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we done got sick and tired. We sick and tired of waiting. We don't like that. We not finna wait. We got a business plan. It's looking like we got things moving in our favor. No, we sick and tired of that. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Keeping it up. Let's see it. Payday is next week. I'm hitting them up. Man, I ain't mad at that. Listen, and just so y'all know, because we say sharing is caring. I ain't finished. And none of us should be finished. If they not gonna do it, I said that's our character. Somebody tried to talk sideways to us about a week ago and everything, and to me that wasn't anything more than jealousy, because all they do is sit on their ass. No, we got the head scope of Bass. We got that Paulding. And that brother is a talented ass individual. Okay, Anuke, Cobb, Koku, Jeffrey. We shouldn't be going to nobody else, and we damn sure shouldn't be waiting on nobody else. No, let's hit the brother up. Hey, bro. Because once he do it, we got access to it. All we need are the head sculpts. And ain't this the same brother that gave us Queen Mother Ramunda? Same brother. Same brother gave us Queen Mother Ramunda. Well, damn it, I like what Cheryl Lynn Eaton gave us. I ain't finna wait on no damn body. It ain't got to fall on me. Somebody hit him up and say, hey, I need that Anuke head sculpt. Somebody hit him up about Queen Mother Ramunda. I got that. I hit him up about Bass and the Pauldron. Now other folks can get it. Okay, hit him up about Anuke. Hit him up about Talk. Hit him up about Gekri. Hit him up about Koku and everything like that. That way we can have Wakanda at the house. Truly have Wakanda at the house. He only do custom heads of the whole figure. Custom heads. Custom head. That's his lane. Now he does do some accessories. He did the Pauldron. Great question with that Big Jermaine. He does the hit, and that listen. And I'm of the mindset, let him stay right there, because oh Lord Jesus. You go to his page, Artman_custom over there on Instagram. Tell him Theo sent you, ISIJS Theo B. Listen, he put a Tupac head sculpt. Remember Tupac from the movie Juice? What was his name in the movie Juice? Bishop. What you think he did with that head sculpt? He put it on Bishop. Buddy ain't no joke. Buddy ain't no joke. Buddy ain't no joke. Buddy ain't no joke. That's all I can say. And there's quite a few of them over there that do their thing, but we ain't got to wait, and he take pride in it. He don't want to do the Pauldron anymore because he take just that much pride in it. When we got Dr. Eve Ewing's store and we wanted the Pauldron, and we were sitting up here doing videos, telling Hasbro, Give us the motorcycle. Give us your action figure with the pauldron. Now, we do have this World of Warcraft Black Panther. I don't know what that is. I don't know. They ain't said nothing. But damn, who is going to be based on? A World of Warcraft Black Panther. Okay. Who is that? Because we already got the Ta-Nehisi Coates version as a Marvel legend. We didn't got the Christopher Priest version for the umpteenth time. Right. Do we have a Reginald Hudlin version? To a degree, that's the same version from Christopher Priest. Yeah, I know, that's crazy. Because T'Challa's costume doesn't really update like that. The only update we really got to a Black Panther costume recent is the Dr. Eve Ewing version and the one that just came out in Imperial. And low-key, that's the same damn costume, except for, stay with me, the loincloth. Yes, T'Challa has a ceremonial loincloth on in that's a loincloth. It's a loincloth, ceremonial. So we know that's what that is. Michael Two Youngman, Shawman, right in front for no reason. It's a loincloth. Don't know why. He don't need it, but that's what that is. So we can stop this. But yeah, he does the head sculpt. Gray said he gonna hit him up next week. Show me what kind. I thought Major was supposed to be cast in Sinners. Majors is in a movie with Jade Cargill coming soon. Okay, might be why she ain't won no belt yet. Which I'm happy for Jade. Jade, you gonna be frenzy? I'm saying you could be the young lady that is like John's love, kind of like John's love interest. She wanted to kill him and everything like that. The one over there, she became a star. Sapphire, you got the physique, Jade. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. Gray still researching them. I was looking for a minute though. I would put Blade up there, but it is obvious Marvel don't want a Blade movie. A Blade movie would gross high at the box office. You know why they don't want a Blade movie. You know why they don't want a Blade movie? I know why they want a Blade movie. They want to, because we keep hearing it. They keep wanting to put his daughter in it. You literally have no character development in regards to Blade in the MCU. And the first thing you want to do in his movie is add somebody else in it. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. The only thing that stops me from also thinking it's obvious that Marvel don't want a Blade movie is their insistence on not saying exactly that. Stringing along Mahershala and fans has to be worse. Yeah, when we know better. Why? We got Blade at the house. I ain't waiting on no Blade. And I ain't waiting on no Blade with anything starring his daughter, Bloodline. All that's at the house. all of that is at the house. We're not doing that. Thus, I cannot be strung along by the MCU. I am independent. I move on my own accord. I don't need them for nothing. 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 All could do his own Blade fanfic on YouTube and it would sell like hotcakes on a cold day. Ali could do his own Blade fan film fic on YouTube and it would sell like hotcakes on a cold day. Watch this. We could write a Blade film starring Byron 10. We could. It ain't like he ain't done one. A fanfic. Okay, don't get us started. And you know what it is? We're not living in the same area. If we was living in the same area, instead of being strolled out, it would be a problem. Gray has been unleashed. Yeah. I got John Stewart at, oh Lord, Gray said he got John Stewart at the house. Gray been busy. And like I said, Gray ain't, this is what we do. We lift each other up. We encourage one another and everything like that. If you ain't got it today, don't mean you can't have it tomorrow. We gonna make a way for it to happen. Mackie got, man, listen, I ain't gonna get on him like that. Mackie, Anthony happy. He like it, I love it. What'd you say? Steve will say we got him thick up here too. That ain't clearly that ain't his choice. He was holding on to. Percy say he from Texas. He love the thickness. Hey, that's why I said I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Him. I'm trying not to talk about folk because I'm talking about the action. Him and Shannon got me kind of like, because we all from the South. But I'm by way of New York, Bronx, New York. But from the South. And Georgia Peach, right? Florida Sunshine. Collard greens and cornbread, black eyed peas, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what? This is why I'm not tripping. We never have to worry about him again. He gone. He gone. The sisters ain't checking for him. He ain't checking for the sister. If you are a single black man or a single black woman, that's less competition. You ain't got to worry about it no more. He didn't take himself out the game. You should be good. Come on, you'll say, he say, they mad aggressive too. He from New Orleans. Our white girls are thick and can cook. They mad aggressive too. You know what? I get that. Because you know what? You making me feel like I would never be safe in New Orleans. I forgot that story you told me. Percy Bedford said, Decorio King, we already know Mackie is. I mean, like I said, I try and give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm really trying not to look at. I hold Anthony Mackie responsible for that lie that he told Jamel Hill. Two of them, be perfectly honest with you. So, but I try not to get into what he do, what he don't do. We all got our personal stuff. Should bring that Kate back. Yeah. Percy, he don't act like he from here at all. He keep telling folks he from New Orleans. That's crazy. Keep the little girls on Disney Plus and actually promote them there. They cannot sustain a whole superhero movie. I think it's one of those. If you're not gonna do it like the first Wonder Woman movie, leave it alone. Find somebody that care about the project, care about the character, and we act like that person can't make the character relatable to regular humans. It's not the person writing the character a regular person. The MCU positive is Marvel re-releases new comic collections of older stories and action figures. You know, it's crazy. I just came across this video by the creator of the Wildcats. I think that's the best way I can say it. Wildcats, Wildstorm. Because I'm not gonna remember his name. Great artist and everything like that. And this is what he said, and it makes perfect sense. Marvel Comics are struggling right now, and they know it. They losing to DC. You don't want to put Mary Jane and Peter back together. The Age of Krakoa, while it did fizzle out at the end, was clearly your most successful X-Men story arc. And when we return from the ashes, you dial back this. Like, I don't want to insult anybody. I don't. But you dial back the quality of storytelling. You dial back the number of POC characters. And it's almost like Tom Brevoort wanted his writers to do what had came before the Age of Krakoa that caused the X-Men titles to tank in the first damn place. Then you swinging around, I ain't gonna put Mary Jane and Peter back together. I said it once, I say it again because I didn't understand this in 2022. I don't know where we got to this point where celebrities and writers are telling folks what they gonna pay for. Like, I'm gonna write what I want to write, and you just gonna take it. I'm gonna put out the movie that I want to put out, and you just gonna go watch it. When that become a thing? then want to blame you when the movie don't do well or when the comics ain't selling. I told you before, I wasn't coming to see the movie and I wasn't buying the damn comic book because you wasn't putting in it what I wanted to be put in it. How you surprised? That's crazy. But that's what they doing. I could be Whistler. I'm grouchy. I cuss a lot and I like to shoot stuff. I can see that. I can see that. Shannon Percy says Shannon Sharp has self-esteem issues. I picked up on it a while ago. I don't know why. Bro, I seen you on the phone when y'all was giving them boys the good business on that Sunday. Hey, look, y'all need to come see about these boys because we are beating the brakes off them. Shannon talk a lot of ish. Self-esteem? Oh man, you know what? You know what? I'm not gonna say you wrong, Big Percy, because I had a young lady set me straight one time. I told her, I said, I'm shy. She said, Butler, you're not shy. She said, you don't like rejection. I had to think about that thing when she said that. Was I shy or was it that I didn't actually like rejection? I know I'm not shy. She was absolutely right. I didn't like rejection. So Shannon Sharp ain't shy. But Shannon, see, you need you some friends. He needed him some friends. He needed some real friends because he didn't went to go dig in his pocket for a girl. And I go, what you doing? Oh man, that's me right there. No. Let her choose you. But that's me right there. I ain't saying it ain't you, big dog, but let her choose you. Bro, you in the Hall of Fame for a reason, big dog. Come on now. Come on, don't go running. Don't know. We ain't doing that, big dog. He ain't got no homeboy. I know. Shannon, you would have been going through that if Theo would have been your boy, because you'd have had one time to call me with that food. And I'm like, bro, what is you doing? Couldn't told me that. Oh, let's see here. Keeping up with these notes, and we just about up out of here. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. An hour and 51 minutes. That's good. Y'all did not have to be here. Make sure you hit those like buttons. Appreciate it. Share the video and everything. If you have not subscribed, you make sure you do that. Absolutely free. Let's get here with student of the game. How hard do you think Bo fought to make Morph homosexual X-Men 97? Morph was not homosexual X-Men in the X-Men 92 series. That's a great question. I don't know if he had to fight at all. I don't know why he had to fight at all, because if I look at X-Men 97, right, then I got to look at Mystique. And I'm not saying if I look at X-Men 97, I'm going to look at everything that was going on with them characters from the comics to the action figures to the animation. What's going on with Mystique? Oh, that's Kurt's father. Mystique is Kurt Wagner's father. When did that become a damn thing? Oh, so I'm sorry. So you mean to tell me, because I thought Mystique was Kurt. Oh, so it's Destiny. So Destiny got smashed by Mystique. When we talk about what be going on with the student of the game, stay with me now. Didn't Aurora just jump off the dresser with Logan? Aren't they justifying Logan and Aurora when we know it's Logan, Gene, Scott, and damn near everybody else? They're special breed over there. So when we talk about Morph, well, Morph wasn't the only changeling. And I don't even know if that's that damn big of a deal, because I don't think Morph is gay. I think Morph is bisexual, which to me, in a literary sense, if somebody can shapeshift back and forth between male and female, what's the likelihood of them being bisexual? It's a possibility. It's a possibility. So when I look at Morph, him being written that way, I don't think Bo had to fight for that to be put in there if that's what he did. He might not have been the one that suggested it, because he don't work with the comics. But clearly with the comics, and that's why I be talking about that synergy, stuff that happens over here, be looking right on over there. And I know quite a few of us weren't paying attention to X-Men 97 and the X-Men comic books at the same time. I know we weren't. How do I know that? Very seldom the people that watch stuff read stuff. So, but I do understand a shapeshifter that can switch genders is anyway. Yeah. So it's why it's hard for me to say something. I do get the concern though, and to your point, he wasn't written like that back then. But stay right here. Morph is not an OG comic book character. He's not. I don't know who the hell Morph. I know who Changeling is. And no, I'm not talking about Garfield Logan, who later became Beast Boy. I know who Changeling in this now change. I know who that is. I don't know who Morph is. So Morph just popped up on X-Men. That's not a character originally from the comic books. So with him being written the way he was in X-Men 95, well, what were we discussing back in 1995? Were we where we're at right now in 2022? Theo, what are you saying? There are people back in 97 who did not reveal their gender, didn't let folks know they were bisexual, didn't let folks know they were gay. Because we're in the current climate we find ourselves in right now, they letting it be known. Well, this show is picking up later. Like I said, I identify as him. Shannon has issues with how he looks and how he talks. Shannon need a friend, big dog. Shannon need a friend. He need Shannon, the way you talk is making you money. Shannon, the way you look, bro, you're in the gym. But Percy, to your point, I did do a video in which I said, because I've said it before, you either him or you not. And if you him, the money don't matter. You either her or you not. If you her, you ain't got to do all that stuff that the other one. You either them or you not. For whatever reason, I thought he knew he was him. I thought he knew he was him. His friends ain't convinced him he him. Shannon, you him. In essence, don't pay nobody else for nothing else. Don't. Percy Bedford, he admitted to, oh my goodness, I ain't reading that. These Steves with the note under Big Percy. Let's see here. Kamoyo King, the X-Men worried about the legacy virus and not all the STDs is crazy work. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. The Kurt father retcon to the previous retcon. Created for TV like Harlequin. Yeah, that's what she was. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, he was created for TV. That said, we out. And I want to spin the block, and I hope you got from it what I intended this video to be. I know we did drift as we went on and everything. The POC characters in Marvel Comics. I'm gonna say, well, Marvel Comics, we could say that, but definitely Marvel Studios. They're underdeveloped. There are no character arcs there, no story arcs worth a damn for anybody to be invested in those characters, whether they want to or not. Thus, when the characters are put out there on their own, they got to rely on stereotypical tropes for these characters to even seem like something else besides window dressing. Sam doesn't have a personality. James doesn't have a personality. Truth be told, I know quite a few folks saw the series. It wasn't but 4 episodes. Riri Williams don't really have a personality. You know a damn thing about her. And that's the problem permeating our characters in the MCU. Yes, ma'am. Huh? That's the problem permeating our characters in the MCU. That problem doesn't get resolved by us continuously spending money on the MCU. That doesn't hold them accountable. No, if writing is the problem, if character development is the problem, then don't tell me that Monica Rambeau is reportedly showing up in Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars. You can put her in that, but you've done nothing to develop that character. Thus, she's just gonna show up just like she did in the Marvels. No backstory, no meaningful story going forward, nothing to tell us who that character is. If we don't start taking a stand in regards to our characters, they're gonna keep doing it. That's the damnedest of it all. They're gonna keep doing it. Some of us have started to feel like any representation is better than no representation. No, that's not the truth. That's not the truth. Ignorant representation encourages ignorance. Stupid representation encourages stupidity. Our characters should mean just as much to us as their characters mean to them. And there's way too many times I can look at characters that have excellent story arcs in which ours have never gotten. You got a story arc with Franklin Richards. You got a story arc with Dick Grayson. You got a story arc with Valeria Richards. You don't have a story arc with Shuri. You got too many damn folks still want her to be the Black Panther, and she been grew past that. So she can't even develop as the griot, which is significant in African culture in and of itself. Because we cannot be bothered to educate, nor can we be bothered to read. We want stuff spoon-fed to us via video, and we're not even intelligent enough to question what we're being fed. Well, until we do that, we're going to keep getting what we get. Marvel, you keep doing what you do, you're going to keep struggling like you're struggling. Like I said, it's not a game at this particular point in time. The MCU needs, first they needed Fantastic Four. Well, Fantastic Four did not lift their ass up out the fire. They thought it was. First, they thought it was Captain America 4. That wasn't it. They thought it was going to be the Thunderbolts. That wasn't it. They thought it was going to be the Fantastic Four. That ain't it either. You think it's going to be Spider-Man one more day? That ain't going to do it either. Doomsday ain't going to do it. Secret Wars ain't going to do it. Your comic books ain't doing it because you know what you've done, which is the worst thing you can do as a company that's dependent upon fans. You alienated the fan base. You have an head executive who keeps throwing the fan base under the bus. And your fan base, Kevin Feige, is the comic books fans. It's not the general audience. And you and your writers keep disrespecting comic book fans. C.B. Cebulski, Tom Brevoort, your target audience are the comic book fans. Tom, you keep giving your ass the kiss. The comic book fans. I don't know what you got going on, but you got it. Thus, you're starting to see, mind you, you already got the racists out there that's going to target you anyway. Now you got those of us that were willing to spend money on you. We don't want to buy your Captain America Sam Wilson comic book. We don't. We're tapped out with your Storm comic book, and we know the writer, Black, had Black characters showing up in, but we're tired of the disrespect when it comes to Black characters. And yes, a Black writer, please see Jonathan Ridley, can be disrespectful when it comes to Black characters. We're tired of that. Please see Christopher Priest. We're done with that. We're here now. This is Gen X. These are the baby boomers. And we're not answering to the millennials. We're not answering to Gen Z. Those are our characters. You misrepresenting. It's not theirs. Thus, we control the narrative when it comes to our characters, just like we control the money. And as we like to say over here with the Rock With Me Nation, we got it at the house. You either gonna do right by us or everything you do go crumble. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Listen, let me go. Or should have pulled up. Kurt Father Retcon. Reed's personality is snark and a pathological aversion to the truth. 2D is all get out, sadly. Yeah. What the issue? I know. Yeah, we up out of here. Listen, thank y'all so much. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Go Netflix and chill. Go get you something to eat. Still got enough time to step out if that's what you plan on doing this evening. Or remember August 28th is coming up right around the corner, right? You can get caught up on some Chadwick Boseman movies and everything like that. Go ahead and relive your favorite Chadwick Boseman movie. Or we can go on over here to Disney Plus and watch us some Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Listen, I'm out. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Till next time, in memory of the late, great Don Cornelius and, of course, Chadwick Boseman, this has been a pleasure. Till next time, I wish each and every last one of you love, peace, and so we out.